Shalom Aleichem, Mishpachim. I want to come with you with a new section of my Sefer Chayenu, with the Geulah Study. This is, Geulah means redemption. I read through this a few times, and every time I read through it, it just touched my soul completely, longing for Mashiach. And this is a perfect portion to read for hope and strengthening in our longing for Mashiach, God sending our Mashiach. So I'll begin. In this section, we bring you themes relating to the Geulah, redemption, and Mashiach, culled from the teachings of our sages, both classic commentary as well as from Hasidic masters. Studying about Mashiach and the Geulah is the direct path to bringing Mashiach in actuality. One should study Torah sources from the written and oral Torah, Talmud, Midrash, including the inner dimension of Torah, Pinimut, Zohar, Chassidus, and especially the Chassidus, my Amarim, and Likutei Sichas of our generation's leader. The flow. Previously, we discussed that in the era of redemption, all Jews will unite under one king, and there will no longer be division between the kingdom of Yisrael, Yosef, and the kingdom of Yehuda. Uniting two paths of divine service. The rift between the kingdom of Yehuda and the kingdom of Yisrael wasn't a mere political divide. It was rooted in a spiritual difference. Although these differences will remain in the era of redemption, there will be peace among the kingdoms. And you, son of man, take for yourself a stick and write on it for Yehuda and his fellow Jews, and take another stick and write on it for Yosef, the branch of Ephraim, and his fellows, all the Jews. Bring the two sticks close to one another as one stick. They will be joined in your hand. Yechezkel, chapter 37, verses 16 and 17, Ezekiel. God did not command the prophet to write Yehuda and Yosef on one stick, rather to write the names on two separate sticks, and to then bring them both together. It is inferred from here that these two kingdoms will always represent different traits in divine service. The only change that will take place in the times about which the prophet spoke is that the truth will be made clear. Everyone will recognize that their fellow's trait is also very precious, as the verse states, Ephraim shall not envy Yehuda. Yeshayahu, chapter 11, verse 13, as opposed to nowadays when it seems to each person that only their form of divine service was chosen by God, and their friend is in serving God appropriately. The people of Ephraim will understand that although the people of Yehuda's form of divine service is opposite their own, and they do not agree with it, nonetheless, the people of Yehuda's heart is connected to God's will, and their intent is for the sake of heaven. They will never conform to the same trait of divine service. Rather, they will each recognize that the other also strives for the truth. Beis Yaakov. Chabad Hasidic thought explains the paths of divine service that Yehuda and Yosef represent. In the soul's expressions, Yehuda represents action, and Yosef, intellect. In divine service, Yosef represents Torah study, and Yehuda represents fulfilling mitzvos. And fulfilling mitzvos is actualized mainly through the acceptance of the yoke of heaven. In the era of redemption, both paths of divine service will unite under one king. Hasidic thought explains why it will be under the leadership of a king who comes from the tribe of Yehuda. We find that Mashiach is referred to as David. This is because the advantage of action, the path of divine service of the tribe of Yehuda, which is expressed when one acts against their nature, is associated with self-nullification, which is bittul. And this trait was found by King David, as he said about himself, I am poor and needy, Tehillim 86, and I have stilled and quieted myself, Tehillim 131. He was extremely lowly and humble and self-nullifying, Batel. Although Mashiach will be at the pinnacle of greatness, as the verse states, and he will be filled with fear of God. He will not judge by what his eyes behold, nor will he decide by what his ears perceive. Yeshayahu, chapter 11. And the verse states, indeed, my servant will prosper, be exalted and raised to great heights. Nonetheless, Mashiach will be extremely humble. For this reason, Mashiach will be the leader over all Jews, over the kingdom of Yehuda and the kingdom of Ephraim, in complete unity, because to unify these different factions of Jews takes true humility. For only when a person is humble, they see their fellow's strengths and understand that they need their fellow, since they are incomplete without the other person's quality. Therefore, Mashiach will be able to unite everyone under his leadership. All right. That is the conclusion of the reading that I have here for you. Have a wonderful night. Laila Tov and Shavua Tov.